Hello and welcome to episode 272 of the Heart of Markness Led Zeppelin podcast. How do you do, folks? It's me. It's me, Mark. Glad to see you. Even though I can't see you, I can still see you. And I see everything you're doing, naughty, 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 naughty people. I am here. I am back. I am feeling 18 trillion times better. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, hey, let's change up your blood pressure meds because your blood pressure's through the roof. Let's get you some better stuff. And it was super duper through the roof. It was 200 over 120. Holy shit. Yes, I now have a blood pressure machine. Yes, I will check it. I'm going to be more responsible now. I know. I know my part in the negligence of all this. But I have a new doctor. I really liked him. And he switched up my blood pressure meds. Gave me some different stuff, and holy mackerel, how much better do I feel with my blood pressure down where it should be. Of course, it's weird having a 50-point plus drop in blood pressure. I felt like I was wearing like one of those leather aprons that you wear when you're getting an x-ray at the dentist. Excuse me. And, but, oh my God, feel better. Energy better, body feels like it's running better, way less brain fog, and just blech. So hooray, let's hear it for Western medicine. I'm going back this Friday, for blood work, and we'll start the ball rolling on everything that's wrong with Mark being an old man, and then deal with it. So yeah, good things. Sorry about clearing the throat. It is still allergy time. Oh, and the funny thing is when I went to the doctor, they had a form that was like, in the last 2 weeks, have you had, and every single thing on the checklist I had. Hearing loss, yes. Stuffed ears, yes. Sinus problems, yes. So I'm like, thank you, blessed Jesus. Doctor, what is wrong? I have all these things. And he was just like, yeah, it's crazy, huh? So it's COVID going around. Like, but I tested negative 3 times. He's like, yeah, but I mean, if you had all that, it was COVID, and it lasts forever, and it's a bear. I'm like, what can you do for it? He's like, no, nothing. It'll get better. It's almost better, and my hearing has improved a great deal, and the BP meds help too. Get rid of some tinnitus that was driving me batshit. So yeah, basically, I drove my vehicle until every light on the dashboard was on. Pulled over before the engine seized up, and now I'm dealing with the mechanic's bill. But it's all good, nothing crazy, and yeah, just feel a million times better. Thank you for listening. Bye. Click. No. Today, we have Copenhagen, 1970. And as you know, hopefully, you better, Led Zeppelin in Copenhagen, pretty good track record, man. Pretty good track record. This is February 28th, 1970. So, a month and a half or almost 2 months after the Royal Albert Hall show. We're still dealing with basically the same band, the same set list. Good stuff. It is a off the master reel recording. It's an audience recording. It's a little distant, but because it's off the master, it's clear. Jimmy is not the loudest in this, but everybody else is just fine. And it's a hell of a show. And, I got to give credit where credit is due. Led Zeppelin Booth's YouTube channel threw this up there. And I clicked it and just played it while I was playing video games, as a 56-year-old man does. And really enjoyed it. So, wanted to share it with you guys. Share the things that were like the high water marks for me. So, let's jump in, shall we? Well, first of all, let me give you the set list for this show, since, as I hope you know by now, you can go to heartofmarkness.com and get this show, or the recording in its entirety, or at least as much as exists, for free. I am now just occupying time. Here we go. And here is the set list. Go to heartofmarkness.com, search for the date, Copenhagen 1970, you'll find it. And the set list is, the first couple of songs are missing. Sorry. So it starts off with Dazed and Confused, then Heartbreaker, White Summer, Black Mountainside, Since I've Been Loving You. The organ solo, Thank You, Moby Dick, 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 Dick. How many more times, bum, 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 into Whole Lot of Love. Communication Breakdown. Then we've got the Eddie Cochran medleys of Come On Everybody, Something Else, just like Royal Albert Hall. Then Bring It On Home, finishing it up with Long Tall Sally. Built for Speed, she's got everything that Uncle John needs. Oh, baby. So, hooray. Man, I cannot tell you how much better I feel. I use trillion a lot, I realize. In myriad ways. But, yeah, holy shit. I have the feeling that was a close one. But, whatever. Let's listen to Since I've Been Loving You. This is an embryonic version. We're not even close to the time that they released this on Zep 3. They're still working it out, hammering it out on the road, as professional bands do. It is said that they did play it at the Royal Albert Hall the month before. I don't know. So you'll notice it is Sibley. It is Since I've Been Loving You. It is just a little different because they're still working on it, which makes it all the more exciting to me. Here we go.
Since I've Been Loving You.
Well, that was nice. I mean, I wish it was a better recording, but that was still insane and just shows how powerful this band was. My God. It's a nice song. And these are all young men. Young men. 21 years old. Bonzo and Jimmy, 21 years old, writing a song like that. Bonzo and Robert, rather, not Bonzo and Jimmy. Jimmy had turned 24 at that time. Ancient man. And Jonesy was, of course, 22. It's ridiculous. These fucking babies making this great music. But what are you going to do? Other than say, yay, I love Led Zeppelin, right? Coolio. There is another song I'd like to play for you. Surprise, surprise. I mashed this up. This is the organ solo and then going straight into thank you. And I kept the organ solo because it's not that long and it's just not quite as jarring. Just be like, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you get the warm-up, man. You get the warm-up. You get the foreplay. Alrighty, thank you. And the organ solo from John Paul Jones. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Let's jump to it. Apologies for the loud fan that you hear behind me. It's just, it's 90 degrees. There's a fan in the window, and I'm sitting near the window. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. If you've been listening, you know how it is. And just pretend that we're riding in a bomber over occupied Europe, and we're about to just paratroop and jump behind enemy lines and kill Nazis. All right? And until that time, we're going to listen to and talk about Led Zeppelin. Yay! Role-playing. What's your safe word? There we go. A nice ending. It's crazy. 7 months later, they'll be playing that in California on the Blueberry Hill show. And that's when they're like, ba, 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 we gotta go now. And the whole audience is like, no. Crazy, this band and their connection with the audience. The ocean, as they call it. Ha, ha, ha. All right, time for the spiel. You can find me anywhere you find podcasts, because you found me. Congratulations. The podcasts all are hosted and originate on SoundCloud, so you can find me on SoundCloud as Heart of Markness. Facebook group, I have a Facebook group for the podcast called Heart of Markness. Surprise, surprise. You're welcome to join that. There's about 300 pretty decent, wonderful, nice people there who will be friendly to you. If you wanted to join, I am on X, formerly Twitter, as Heart of Markness. I am on Instagram as Heart of Markness Zep Podcast. I'm everywhere you should be. YouTube, I have a YouTube channel, Heart of Markness. You see there where this is going. Patreon. All of this is courtesy of the Titans upon whose shoulders rests this humble yet mighty podcast. These are my patrons on Patreon. I just did a Patreon podcast for them yesterday of Robert Plant and Alison Krauss in North Carolina on June 22nd of this year, playing the Outlaw Festival with Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan. Great show, great acoustics, great performance. Good stuff. If that is something that may interest you, or if you're interested in supporting the podcast, patreon.com/Heart of Markness is a good place to look. Also I also have heartofmarkness.com, the website I mentioned earlier, which is where I post the shows and post the links to get the complete concert recordings. All of that, again, courtesy of my patrons. And if you wanted to help out without subscribing to a monthly thing, totally get that. On heartofmarkness.com, there is a link for Ko-Fi, which is those, sometimes you see them, hey, buy me a cup of coffee, hey, buy me a beer. One of those things, if you just want to do like a tip once kind of thing, that's where you can go for that. I believe there's also links to that on my YouTube channel. All right, speaking of the patrons who pay for the hosting and all this stuff and keep the lights on here at Casa de Markness, I want to do a shout out, a Laurel and Hardy handshake to Keith and Tilda, Steve, George, Big Ed, Kenny. I feel like you should be from somewhere. Oh, no, Kenny. I know you're from Australia, and I know you love Kiss, but you're not from... I'm sorry. Hi, Kenny. Hope you're doing well. John from West Footscray. Picard. Rob from Melbourne, Australia. There we go. Wayne. Brad. Danielle. Thank you. Tracy. Thank you. Other and Supreme David. Thank you, my friend. Bonzo Billy, and of course, the Proto, the Titan among Titans, Mimo. Thank you, everybody. I love you very, very much, and I appreciate you allowing me to do this thing that I love doing. All right. Thank you. Shake off the capitalism. Shake off the marketing. Get back to the love. And what do you love? I love Led Zeppelin. So let us listen to Bring It On Home, the penultimate song of the show. I was going to play Long Tall Sally, which is the last song of the show, but it's just too overdriven. There's really not much other than just... And I mean, come on. So Bring It On Home. Ba-da-da-da. Let's enjoy it while it lasts. 54 years ago, these young men performed this. It was recorded by an amateur on his reel-to-reel. And here we go, 54 years later, we're listening to it. Miracles, man. Miracles. And there we have it. Okay, I'll make you a promise. The next week's show will have fantastic sound quality. It will be fine. It'll be clear. You'll be able to hear everything and everybody. I know this was a tough one, and I apologize. I have my headphones on. My hearing is better than it was with my ears finally draining and all that stuff. Yuck. But this was still not... It's a great show, not a great recording. So, I will be good, and next week we'll have something that everybody can listen to and everybody can enjoy. Okay? Thanks for bearing with me since you made it to this point. Please be good to yourselves and each other, and I'll talk to you next week. Adios.